Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica.
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
we are
here to rant and rave. Jessica Young. We did it. We full-blown did it. Don't you knock it. Don't try and play it down. We did it.
We did it.
September, whatever it is. Horrible 2020. We did it. We beat you, internet.
Horrible 2020. You couldn't be more right, Dana.
Oh, and yeah?
A picture popped up in my memories yesterday from my first improv team in LA.
Oh, we saw that.
2003, if you can believe.
Night Terrors? Yes.
And we had a signature move that was brought to us by our coach, Craig Kikowski, that he took some things from do you remember that series of books, The Golden Compass?
Yes.
So he taught us about the subtle knife. And he was like, it was like an invisible knife that could like take you into the portal of another world and things like that. So it was more like, it was literal, but it was more of like a figurative thing or whatever. Well, we took that very literally. And I told my teammates, I said, I wish I could subtle knife every one of us out of this terrible year.
Yeah.
And then never allow us to Guttenberg this scene. That was another move we had called the Guttenberg. It was like a bad sequel to an already mediocre movie.
Oh, poor Guttenberg.
You know what? I love him. And he was on John Oliver.
When?
And I love 2 weeks ago.
Are you kidding?
No.
For
and
what?
I just making fun of himself. I love anyone that has a sense of humor about themselves.
He was so great.
Police Academy. I've seen him all.
He was just so cute.
I know. And 3 Men and a Baby.
I know. He was portrayed in Hollywood as this sweet, cute, kind guy that you just fell in love with. Kind of like maybe today's kind of a little bit nerdier, like Colin Hanks or something, right?
Sure.
Where you feel like if I met this guy in real life, I might have a chance. But you wouldn't. You wouldn't, though. He's a Hollywood movie star. He's way cooler than what he is portrayed. So basically what I'm saying is I don't have a chance with Steve Guttenberg. That's basically what I'm saying.
A very nice guy, and I highly recommend you going
hook up with him.
Is he your what is that rule or that?
No, I can't play that.
Called?
I can't play that game anymore. I told you.
One. But what is it even
your top
called?
5, your 5. What do you call it? See, I've blocked it because I got in trouble. I'm not allowed to play.
Why?
Have I not told you this?
Because you put Idris Elba as 1 through 5. I would do the same thing.
No, it was pre Idris Elba. I haven't been able to play this since like my mid to late 20s.
Because you met the person, yes?
Met?
In the presence of your husband.
I already knew this person. You know this person.
Oh, God.
And I was like, hey, it's my top 5. It's my what ifs. He was like, Dana Renee, you know him. I was like, he's an actor and a paid actor. That's how he makes his living. So technically, he's like, we have been to his house for Christmas. I was like, and I didn't see any bylaws about that. And he's like, he's married and you're married. And I was like, and that's what this game is about. So we don't play that game anymore. I can't help it. I'm an actor. That's not my fault.
Dead. I'm dead. I really want to know who this person is.
Well, just for anyone that knows us, let me make it clear. It is not Eric Stone Street, okay?
That would be incestual. That was
Thank you for saying that.
absolutely not who I was picturing.
Thank you, because it comes up a lot of like, you guys are weird. And it's like, yeah, we're brother, sister weird. We're not hookup weird. Okay. He's
Okay.
not gonna be, we're not romantic. Believe me, if you guys heard how he talks to me, you'd be like, oh my God, is he her dad? Like there's no like we're playing between me and Eric.
Okay.
I just had to make that clear.
Who dare thought there was
uh,
hanky panky in that world?
Everybody was always like, you guys are really flirty. We're like, no, we do bits. Since when did
Ew.
bits turn into flirt?
Thank you. Read the room and maybe reread their comments, you fool.
And maybe you're just sex starved, so don't put it on me. Maybe you want Eric Stone Street, but I don't. Love him
Lord have
like a
mercy.
brother. So it was not him, but it was someone you know, Jessica.
Oh, snap.
Offline. Jessica, how was your week?
It was good, kind of boring. So
Yeah.
again, I'm not saying that with complaints. I don't want any more tragedy, but I've become, I think I've always been this person. If there's not a lot to do, then I start flipping out mentally and thinking that I've forgotten, that I'm supposed to speak at the Smithsonian on Wednesday or something like that.
Goodness.
That's never happened, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just preemptively making sure
Setting
I don't miss
goals.
Yes. No, but I start freaking. It's like, if I don't have somewhere I have to be, if I don't have work, since work for many of us is very infrequent right now. Mine is all kind of case by case freelance right now. Or if we are lucky enough to get a job acting. So there's that. And I instead of just being like, maybe I should just take a load off and relax, I start getting crazy. And I did the hyper organizing of the kitchen last week. Yesterday it turned to my bathroom and closet. And
see, you've turned into me. Yeah, mine kind of flip-flopped this week because I don't want to say that you kind of like skipped a big major part of your week, but maybe you did.
I'm not done with my week.
Oh, okay. Because it was my birthday. And you saw me on my birthday.
I did.
And you saw me Saturday. You saw me twice.
I know.
It was a surprise.
It was a quarantine miracle.
I know. We had porch party, socially distanced outdoor porch party for my birthday. But I interrupted your week. Tell me the rest.
No, I'll tell you. We'll get back to the party in 1 second. I just want to tell you I'm finally wearing the Fitbit that Alan bought me for my birthday, because he finally, and rightfully so, said I spent a lot of money on that thing. And as usual, with most gifts I buy you, I see it sitting in the box unopened. So I'm going to go ahead and return that. And I felt so guilty about it. I put it on and now I feel like I'm under house arrest. It's a bit tight and I am slightly obsessed, and I figured out how to program it. But now I feel like I'm chained to it. It's like, if you don't wear it, it doesn't work. And it's a big pain having this thing on.
Jessica, I am absolutely convinced that there is some alternate universe where I am Alan and you are Dan Tipton, because Dan and I had a mega marriage breakdown, like a meltdown once, because I was like, you don't use or even sometimes open the presents I buy for you. There was at least a 3.5 year period where I buy him nothing. And I told him, I will not buy you anything. You take some money and you go get what you want and don't open it. And then I don't have to worry about it. It is so crazy to me. You are Dan Tipton.
You are Alan.
Yes.
It really is funny. Okay.
He spent a lot. Did you open it? Was it open?
I'm wearing it.
No, before you put your house arrest expensive
No, it was
bracelet
sealed. It had
in
been
the box.
sitting there since
How
July 4th. I
rude.
know. I hadn't even opened it. And like he didn't even ask me daily, which I would have done if I had given it to him.
Oh,
But
would
like
you? Because you wouldn't have the right to.
like once a week he's like, "So did you program that Fitbit yet?"
Let me make a deal with you. Tell Alan right now. If he's listening, you listen real hard, Alan. If
Eh.
you buy Jessica a gift and she doesn't open it in a week, you give it to me. If I buy Dan Tipton something and he doesn't open it or use it in a week, I'll give it to Alan.
That sounds great.
Yep, it sure does.
Mhm.
I can't wait to get what's the next thing above the Fitbit? My my bodysuit that sucks my fat out without having to work out. I can't wait to get
Oh, the endermology from the late 90s when I
it.
first heard of that. I had friends going to those places that had those machines that sucked. They put
Come
you in like
on.
a wetsuit, yeah, and then they
Ugh.
ran this machine that was like like serious vacuum sucker, and it was supposed to pull the cellulite and the fat away from the
I
water in the
wish.
cell. It didn't do shit.
I cannot wait for Tesla to come up with a Jetsons machine that I walk into as Dana Powell and walk out sexy AF.
Um, that's really funny that you say that because the other day I was like really not wanting to put on makeup because I haven't in months except for like
Hmm.
3 times because I've had to. I said, why can't I just have that Judy Jetson thing where you just walk in, you walk out, your
Yep.
hair is perfect, or
So awesome. Tesla can do it, I'm sure, right?
at
If
least
anybody
make
can.
one of those compacts like Lilu had in The Fifth Element where you just put it up to your
Yes.
face and it's like
Yeah. I mean, I don't even care. It could be like, even if they're like, well, I can't do what's his name? He always sounds so weird, and I can't decide if he's British. Tesla guy.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Ew, he's
Ew.
so
I know.
weird and
But that
his hair is
company,
so gross.
even if they were like, well, it only lasts for a day, you have to be home by midnight. Like if Elon
All
Musk
right.
was our weird, yucky fairy godmother, I'll
Mhm.
be home by midnight. I'll
Yep.
get home by 10 if I can be sexy all day.
For real though.
Yeah.
How was your week, Dana?
Well, like a fine wine, I got older. You
Mhm.
know what is so hilarious to me?
What?
So I had you over for a porch party on Saturday night, which was lovely. We had
And
so much
I
fun.
didn't know when to leave as usual, and I'm like, "Oh, it's 2 in the morning. Maybe she wants
I
to go
know.
to bed."
No, I do the same thing. You know me. So, and our other friend, she's working on the same movie as Dan Tipton. So
Mhm.
she was like, I'm literally falling asleep. I have to go home by like 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's people who are busy. Then we recorded on Monday,
Yep.
and I didn't even like, I'll be honest, a little bit. I kind of forgot till after we were done recording. But so my birthday was Tuesday, September 1st is my
Mhm.
birthday. And we didn't talk about it at all.
I know.
Not at all. But I will say it was my first birthday without my mama.
Mm.
And, we lost my mama, God, I mean, in May, but life has been so crazy. We went right into open heart surgery with my dad. I stayed with my dad, helped him recover. Then my middle sister had a birthday, and it was a big one for her. So we were trying to like make her feel special. And then my grandma had a birthday, my mom's mom. And then my mom's birthday was on the 20th, and then mine was the first. And so, even though it's like, yeah, well, that's drawn out over a whole summer, Dana, it
Mhm.
doesn't feel that way. Like everything happened
Of
in
course.
such rapid succession. Like my family and I have talked, and none of us have mourned yet,
Yeah.
at least between my sisters and I. And we don't know why. And we don't know when we're going to, but
Mhm.
we have all said, at least me and one of my sisters have said, when we feel it coming, I literally run the other way. Like
Mhm.
she said, I'm not ready. And I was like, yeah, that's how I feel too. So I know it's necessary to mourn to move on. And I just am not ready to deal with it.
Mhm.
And so after I finish recording with you, which is always fun, it's always puts me in a better mood. All
Same.
of a sudden, out of nowhere, I realized, oh God, tomorrow's my birthday. And I just burst into silent tears. Like it
Oh.
was coming. And that day before my birthday was really rough.
Mm-hmm.
And if you follow my personal social media, you'll see my dad and sisters sent me flowers a day early. Like they
So
just knew.
beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which they're still gorgeous and they make my whole house smell
I
insanely
love that.
amazing. So, anyway, I was sad the day before, but then my actual birthday was pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right. And then that night, I knew that my girlfriend Kate was going to come over. I hadn't seen her in a while. And we were sitting there and we heard my back gate. And you know me, especially right
Mm-hmm.
now when things are slow, like all I listen to is murder. All I watch is horror. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've always been this way. It's weird. If I ever go psychotic, get me in a hospital quick because I will probably murder. I don't want to, you guys. I don't want to.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
anyway, we're sitting on the back porch and it's dark back there. You know how
Mm-hmm.
my yard is, but I have like little fairy lights and stuff. It's cute. But anyway, we hear that back gate open and you can't see it from where we're sitting. And Kate's like, "Were you expecting someone?" And I was like, no. Dan Tipton works until always.
And he
So
wouldn't come
no,
through the back.
he wouldn't come through the backyard. Yeah. So anyway, we're like frozen and staring. And it's my girlfriend, Kristen Marie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, ah. So then a few minutes later, we hear the same thing. And I turn, they know you're coming. They all knew, right? Kristen had been texting with you. And she
Mm-hmm.
told me she was texting your sister in law. And then you come walking through. But when I heard the gate, you came through, I looked at them and I go, now I know that was the gate. And I stood up like I was going to go do something about it. And then you rounded the corner and I was like,
It was so fun. And I'm so glad that she thought to do that because I swear, I still, even with close friends, feel like I'm walking on eggshells with everyone in my life during quarantine because I don't want to intrude. I don't. And the
oh, yeah.
irony is, I literally had a gift for you. And when she texted me, I said, this is weird. And I feel like I'm on candid camera. I said, so help me God, I just pulled up to Dana's house right now.
And that was
And I
at
was
like
about,
5, right?
yes, I was
Yeah.
about to do a ditch and dash. I was going to put the bag right at her front door and not even ring the bell because I didn't want to scare her and have the dog start barking, and then leave and text and be like, open your front door. There's a bag for you.
Jessica.
But it was so weird. I was going to do that anyway, but I happened to be meeting up with somebody. So I was like,
Oh,
this is crazy. So yes, I was in the area and it just worked out swimmingly.
yes. We had such a lovely time. And you guys all know me so well. Kate brought me a bottle of rosé.
Delicious.
Kristen brought me 2 bottles of Prosecco.
Amazing.
And you brought me Prosecco.
And something that you can do with all of those bottles if you feel like it.
Those Prosecco pops, I cannot wait, especially since it's 178 degrees here today.
Okay.
You know what? I should have Prosecco pops for dinner.
Yes. Yes.
They're these little cups that you pour Prosecco in and they turn into little frozen lollipops.
Mhm.
Nom 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 nom. So that was fun.
I love it. No, it was really nice. And again, weird to realize, like, because I've really seen a handful of people,
Yeah.
you being one of them, outdoors. Okay.
Yeah.
So nobody get the wrong idea or think that
No, we were all
shouldn't be
spread
doing
out
that.
outside.
Sitting outside. Okay. But because of that, I like can't shut up when I see people and I'm
Oh,
like instinctually want to grab that. Like,
I know. And my
I
poor
don't
little
know.
son too. He always wants to hug
Oh, I
everybody. And I have to say,
know.
remember, it's Corona. Like I had to go to the pet store yesterday and he wanted to go in so bad. And I was like, honey, we don't feel comfortable taking you in a store right now. You know,
Yeah.
it sucks.
Oh.
He, poor little guy, he doesn't see. Like I had a couple girlfriends come over the next day. They want to drop something off and just visit for a second outside. And he came to the back porch and he goes, who is all of this, everybody?
So cute.
Even he, like, he's not the most social. He really doesn't care when I have friends come by. He's like, whatever. But even he now is like, whoa, No, humans.
Did he like those cakes that you got?
Oh
Because,
God, you guys, I got
excuse
2
me,
cakes. So my manager sent me the most amazing cake with real flowers on it. It was vanilla funfetti.
it was so delicious and
So
so
good.
beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was beautiful. And then Dan Tipton got me carrot cake. That was so some people don't
Beyond.
like. Yeah, thank you. I was gonna say moist, but a lot of people don't like that word. It was beyond. It was so, so good. So now I feel like, I have lost quite a bit of weight
Mhm.
in quarantine, which, probably not because I'm like, wow, I'm really working out a lot. When I say probably, I mean definitely not because I'm working out a lot. But just like trying to watch what I eat. I was trying to eat better around my dad because I wanted him to eat better. And so,
Yes.
anyway, Jessica, I'm convinced I gained back every pound this week. I am convinced because our friend Thomas bought me lunch one day, and I was like,
Nice.
all I'm doing is eating. But
You
you
didn't,
know,
but I understand. It does feel like that sometimes.
well, I was like, you know what? The faster I eat this cake, the quicker it's out of the house.
I really like that philosophy.
Yeah, that way we just get it out of the house and into my tummy.
Okay.
Then we're all good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my week. A couple of work things popping up, trying for work anyway. But other than
Right.
that, nothing too crazy. However, listen, we're going to get into rants real quick here, but I just want to say couple
Mhm.
things. Announcement. Bing, bing, bing. That's my announcement bell.
Oh my God.
I have a fan on in my room, and I will do my best, y'all, to pull it out. But if I can't get it all out, we's going to have to deal
You don't.
because it is so hot in Los Angeles today. It is where I live. Now, I'm a little deeper in the valley, so it's going to be warmer here, I think, probably than where you are, Jessica.
But don't worry.
Uh-oh.
Right now, the
Uh-huh.
temperature
Yeah.
is 105,
Okay.
but it feels like 106.
Okay. Well, let me see here. Let me check.
I cannot. Oh my God. It's going to reach 109 in 4 minutes.
Okay. Well, Jessica, right now at this point, it hasn't changed from when I was sitting outside. I'll get to that in a minute. It is 111.
Oh my God.
It will be getting up to within the hour. Oh, within the next 4 minutes,
Mhm.
113. And tomorrow it will be 117. That is Death Valley temperatures.
It is. And
I
the
mean,
the most upsetting part about it, Dana, is that I'm looking at for the evening. It ain't like normal summer days here where it might be scorching, but then it drops to 70.
70.
Sometimes we're
Yeah.
lucky enough to 60, and
And
it
we have to
cools
get
down
jackets.
here.
Yeah.
It's gonna stay in the 90s
Oh, yeah.
overnight.
No, dude. At 1 a.m., it's going to be 90 degrees.
I can't,
The
and I
lowest it's
won't.
going to get, and I won't. The lowest it's going to get. Listen, at 9 a.m. tomorrow, it's going to be 92. At 10 a.m., it's going to be 100. The lowest it's going to get today that I see is 81.
I mean, I will take it.
And
But
that's at 6 a.m.
you know what I'm the most upset about? This is very selfish, but I've been upset thinking about this for days because that means for sure that I will not be able to rage walk today or tomorrow
No,
because
you
I've been
cannot.
doing it in the 90s and
No.
sweating my ass off. But it's going to be 105 at 6 p.m., which is
Yeah.
pretty much to the minute of when I leave for the rage walk.
Don't tell
It
everybody
ain't.
that. Don't tell people could go find you, you crazy person.
They won't find me.
Oh, okay.
Trust
Why?
me.
Why?
Because I
Because
have
you
a
run,
disguise. It's called a bandana, and I change the
Jessica.
color of my bandana every day.
Is this a full body bandana?
No.
And does it make you seem shorter? Because you're fairly recognizable, Jessica.
I don't know what
Also,
you're
do
talking.
you have a pretend voice you use? Because that right off the bat's a dead giveaway.
Oh God, the giveaway is when my stupid walking meter on my phone, whenever I stop to take my picture as I find my treasures on the rage walks, it's like workout paused. And it's
Well,
so loud. So when I'm creeping up onto someone's property, and sometimes I'm right by the window hoping that Susie Q is in her kitchen and not in her living room, I'm down squatting, getting ready to take the picture. And it's like workout paused.
your phone?
Yes. It
Okay.
yells at
Well,
me when I stop walking.
the audience can't see my face because this is an audio medium. However, I'd like to stand up for Alan for a second because I bet you that Fitbit don't do that.
It doesn't. It
Well,
doesn't at all.
I have no pity for you. I went outside because I like to go out. Dan Tipton was so sweet. He went and got me dairy-free coffee, iced coffee this
Nice.
morning. So I wanted to go. I like to go outside and sit and watch Ollie and
Yes.
Lucy frolic like a Disney movie.
Oh my God.
And then all our birdies and all my plants and stuff. So I went out there to drink my iced coffee. Jessica, we were getting ready to record. All of a sudden, I looked down because I feel something running down my leg. I was leaned over with my elbows on my leg, and sweat was dripping from my elbows down my leg. And then I stood up to go in and record with you. I sent you a picture. It's so disgusting. You should have been like, what's wrong with you? But I am not a sweater. I'm not a big sweater, right? Let's just be honest, I still had my jammies on. The only reason I got dressed today was for Jessica. I stood up and my pajamas were
Soaked.
sopping wet.
Yep. Well, I am a sweater.
So gross. And Dan Tipton started giggling and he goes, "That's boob sweat." Really, Dan? I mean, we all know. We know.
Now it sounds like Alan.
You know what this is? We are somehow in a weird matrix life where you are Dan and Alan is me, and I and vice versa, but somehow we got slammed into the same universe. We're just different versions of each other.
Well, I am a sweater, Dana, and I will not be going. Well, I do have plans for later this afternoon to take my trash to the dumpster.
Oh, how far a walk is that?
Not far, but you know what? When it's 106, it's far enough.
Oh God, yeah, no, oof, oosh. Yeah. Well, I feel like we're already riled up a little bit, and we haven't even read our rants.
Exactly.
We're hot and ready, coming in hot and ready for some rants.
Yes, we are. Well, I'm up first. I'll go on into this rant from one of our OG listeners.
All right.
Hello to my favorite ladies. I have a new rant for y'all. My rant is about doctors who care more about the dollar than they do their patients. A great example of this is my damn doctor. Every damn time she schedules an appointment, she asks, "What brought me in to see her?" What the fuck, Karen? You told me you were worried about me and made me make a follow-up a month after my last visit that you did shit to help me. Also, after I remind her why I'm there, and trust me, for a lot of things, I'd rather take the holistic approach, but for my mental health, I have to take meds so I'm not a complete psychopath. We have little to no mental health care here in New Hampshire. She refuses to put me on extra meds I need now that I'm not nursing and told me to run more. Run more? Bitch, does it look like this fat ass runs? No, ma'am.
She just said she had a baby. She was breastfeeding, and you're asking her to go run. She's exhausted. I'm sorry. Continue.
Hilarious.
I'm already mad at this doctor. I'm so mad. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Then she tells me again how worried she is about me and makes me make a follow-up appointment for a month from then. If you were that worried about me, you'd have given me the meds I need. She also tells me my mental health would be better if I lost weight. All I'm going to say is, if I snap, I'm going to come for you first, lady. Also, check your damn chart before walking into my freaking room. You can say my name anytime if you read these. If anyone I know listens to these, they already know how crazy I am.
Well,
We are
you know
not going
what?
to say your name, but I
Well,
know
and
who you
also,
are.
you're crazy. If you're crazy, it's warranted because I just got crazy listening to that.
Also, should be completely beyond the point, and it is, but I do know who this listener is because we've been communicating since our podcast started. And no, my friend, you are not overweight. So I am really sorry that somebody is telling you that.
Wait, this is a person who's not even overweight?
Correct.
Stop it. First of all,
Yes.
I don't like when doctors blame everything on the fact that you're overweight. Listen, you think I don't know I'm overweight? I
Mhm.
see myself naked every day. I don't need your professional schooling to tell me that I'm overweight. You know what
Okay.
else I don't need? I don't need you to use the term morbidly obese with me when you do surgery on my arm. Like, come on. That's not a
We,
part of my body that you need to be going, oh, morbid.
I also
Okay.
hate that term because it sounds like to me, morbidity or just the word morbid sounds ew, gross, and ooh,
So gross.
deadly.
Yeah, so gross. Like literally when you see the remains of a mouse who was chewed by a cat, you're like, I don't want to look at that. It's morbid. Okay.
Okay.
My body is not disgusting. Okay. Maybe some people think it is, but a lot of people don't. That made
Mhm.
it sound like I'm a hooker that goes around and everybody praises my body. That's not what I mean either. That's not what listen, I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. One time I went to it was when I had a HMO.
Mhm.
So in America, our healthcare system is so absolutely effed. And
Mhm.
we have HMO and PPO and HMO.
You
How do
don't
I
get to
say
pick
this?
you don't get to
You don't,
pick your doctors. They're in a network.
which means those doctors do not care. Okay. So
Mm.
I went to the doctor several times because Jessica, this was years ago, my eyes were bleeding. Okay.
For real?
Like stigmata stuff, blood coming out of my eyes. And I went to the doctor and she was like, well, this is normal. And I was like, what? It is not normal. I don't walk around seeing people
No.
bleeding from their eyes. So I don't know what your idea of normal is, but I didn't see Frankenstein in your waiting room. So,
Or the nun from the American Horror Story billboard that had
right?
bleeding eyes.
Thank you. So I was like, she was like, listen, it's Chalazians, blah, blah, blah. Now, in the end, it was Chalazians, and I had already had an eye doctor tell me that a terrible
Is that a
HMO.
leprechaun disease?
No. So it's
She's got
almost like
Chalazians.
Chalazians. Where's the shillelagh? We'll beat them out of her. Was that a good accent?
Shamrocks and Chalazians. What? What the hell is Chalazian?
Go rub the Chalazian like a Blarney Stone. So it's basically like, here's the deal, and no one will be surprised. I don't cry healthy tears. My tears are messed up. So my tears don't clean my tear ducts and my
Mm.
eyes as everybody else's would. So
Hmm.
sometimes the oil ducts in, like, all of us have them in and around our eyelashes. Some
Mhm.
people get styes, things like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Mine get blocked up because my tears don't
Got it.
clean them correctly. And so when I didn't know what was going on and I didn't understand and I couldn't figure it out, I didn't know that I just have to be very careful with my eyes and I have to wash them with baby shampoo sometimes.
Oh, wow.
And so
I
because
have
I
heard
didn't,
of this, but I didn't know that this was what the condition was
yeah,
called.
like one time I had one so bad and I had to go to the store and I was in the store and all of a sudden over my eye, I just saw like a waterfall and one of those oil ducts had just released and just gushes of yuck came over it. Like
Wow.
it was awful, but now I know how to control it. Well, at the time I didn't. She's like, it's normal. And then she was like, honestly, the bigger issue for me right now is your weight. And I was like, okay, yeah, well, that's been a lifelong problem. If you have some answer for me, wonderful, give it to me. She's like, maybe just don't stop at McDonald's for fries on your way home. I could
What?
not believe it. I couldn't. I go, what did you just say to me? And she was like, I'm just saying that a lot of times people with weight
Oh,
issues, if they really examine their life, you may be stopping for food that's not good for you on the way home more frequently than you realize. And I go, no, I don't, because I'm poor. I don't know if you know what that's like.
oh my
Like,
God.
and it just shut me down for even
Yes.
wanting to do anything about my health. I didn't want to go to the doctor. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to lose weight. I didn't want to do anything, and F the world. That's exactly
Mm-hmm.
how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
And that I couldn't believe that that was a working professional who was supposed to be in charge of helping me with my health.
Yeah,
Don't stop at McDonald's for fries on the way home. Who do you say that to ever?
that's beyond the pale. Okay.
And this person, our listeners, doctor, first of all, you're breastfeeding, you're exhausted, you clearly have a new baby. You
No, I don't think she
already,
necessarily has a new baby. I'm not trying to dive into that part of it, but I think that maybe she nursed for a while and now like after you stop doing that, the hormones and all the other
it's
stuff
crazy.
can really come to the surface.
Okay, so here's the thing, that's legit too, because when I got pregnant, I was on an antidepressant because I'm very open about that. You know,
Mhm.
I'm aware that I have some
No
history
shame.
and some chemical imbalance that, listen, I'm on super, super low dose and I'm very grateful. But this just helps the highs not feel so high and the lows not feel so low.
Totally.
I'm not
Mm.
swinging around like crazy and sleeping for 5 days, you know?
Right?
So I was on an antidepressant and I knew I didn't really want to do that when I was pregnant. So I went
Mhm.
off my antidepressant while I was pregnant and I was okay. But then
Mhm.
after I had issues with breastfeeding, like
Yeah.
you think you're born with the boobs bigger than your head and of course you're going to have babies and feed them. Nope,
Mhm.
not these boobies. They're like, we're just here for aesthetics. So like literally if my boobs could talk, we would go round and round because it really upset me. So, but when I stopped breast were trying to breastfeed, I was like, now my hormones are going crazy. I knew I had an imbalance before. So I
Yeah.
had to go on something different. And it had to be different because I was still trying to breastfeed.
Mhm.
So we had to make sure that that was safe for the baby. Like this is a legitimate thing. And
Totally.
I don't understand why doctors go, okay, well, here's what I see. Nothing I'm going to do for you right now, but come back in a month and let's see if some magic elf came in your house while you were and was like, well, hello, I've come to make you better. When you go see your doctor, she'll know. Wink. Is that a joke? Things don't just go away.
It's not okay. And I can totally relate to her, not on the child front, but as far as the coming
Doctor,
back in a month and that
you have gone through this.
first times were, of course, yes, you need to come back to have your blood level and all that kind of stuff. Okay. I have a 3-month checkup for a bunch of stuff next week.
Well,
That's
and you,
legit.
am I wrong? You went back to the doctor and he was in there for like 2 seconds and you had questions and he was like, I don't have time for questions.
Well, that's what I was going to get to with her very point about the doctor saying, like, so what brings you here today? I was sitting in the patient room, right in the exam room, and this was a doctor who did a surgical procedure on me at the beginning of the year, and I've not rescheduled the follow-up one because of COVID. I'm not
Yeah,
running to go get that done.
right.
Also, I probably would have been more apt to do it if I felt comfortable with the doctor,
Hmm.
but I'm not complaining about what he did surgically. Hey, I was asleep. What the hell do I know? What I
Hmm.
don't like was my post op visit.
Hmm.
And I heard him at the door and he's talking to the nurse who
Hmm.
came with him, not even his nurse practitioner, who I loved, who is who I had with the initial appointment. I didn't even meet the doctor before the surgery.
That's insane to me.
It is insane. Like, if the NP had done the procedure, I would have been fine because I loved her.
Hmm.
Anyways, I don't mean to digress. I'm sitting in the exam room waiting for them to come in, and he clearly has not prepped. I understand doctors and nurses are busy as hell trying
Hmm.
to see people, but he's like, "Who is this?" And she told him my name, and then he's like, "And what's going on here?" And she had to repeat everything that again was in the files.
Hmm.
He clearly did not take the time to look at my file to see that you put a scope down my throat a few
Mhm.
weeks ago or any of that. It was really insulting. He came in, he barked out a lot of things at me, and he dropped a diagnosis on me and then was getting ready to leave. And I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, what does that mean?
Mhm.
And he goes, I don't really have time for this. And he goes, look it up. And I was like,
That's like when my little sister went to
what?
the doctor and the doctor printed out pages she Googled in front of her and gave them to my sister and said, read this.
It's not okay. And
It's
do you
not
know what?
okay.
Most people I know that work in the healthcare profession, their biggest nightmare is everyday peeps like all of us
Going
going to
on
WebMD or
WebMD.
whatever
Mhm.
and being like, I think I have catastrophes. I mean, I just
Mhm.
made up whatever that is, but I probably do have it. um, but like then coming to them or being like, I saw a commercial and maybe I should try Ozempic or whatever the
Yeah.
hell it is.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because don't tell me that's not stuck in your mind now. Ozempic.
I
Stop
can't.
trying to put drugs to a
Cutesy.
jingle.
Yes, yes. Cutesy songs. It's like when Camel Cigarettes had Joe the Camel like advertising to kids with a cartoon camel.
He was
It's not
never
right.
cute, and I
No.
never fell for that. I was all about that sexy ass cowboy known as the Marlboro
Marlboro
Man.
Man. I mean,
That's another lifetime, you guys. I just surpassed a year and a month smoke free. So I'm going to
good for
just
you.
thank you.
Yes.
That's one happy thing about
That's one happy thing. Yes.
COVID is that
Also,
I've stayed smoke free.
good for you because it could have been the opposite, you know.
I know. Well, that's
Yeah. I'm sure
yeah,
it's been
especially
hard.
for me. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
But
congratulations.
thank
But
you.
not for nothing, Jessica. If all it takes to be a doctor is to say Google that, then I've been a doctor for decades.
Okay.
Since Google came out, I've been a doctor. Where my money? Where my money?
Yes. I'm also really annoyed by this, and I think this is probably some of the listeners' thing too. Is that okay? What are you here for? Let's get you in. Let's get you out. It's like this is not an assembly line, and I'm
No,
also not
it's not a
asking
factory.
to have a cup of tea with you and just wax philosophical on life for the next hour. But if
And
you
don't,
cannot give me 15 to 20 minutes to go over a diagnosis of something that, guess what? The first thing you see when you Google it is can lead to cancer and then think
Juice-a-loo.
that somebody who already has anxiety problems isn't going to go off the edge, then you're
Mm-mm.
crazy.
Yeah. Not to mention, don't say you're worried about me and then do nothing when you're the person I came to for help.
Correct.
I'm so angry for our listener.
I am too. And
And the
guess
fact,
what? You don't need to run. Okay. Nobody needs to run unless you want to. That's
yeah,
also something you have to build up to. I've
it
been
is. It's
walking my
hard
butt
on your
off.
joints. Like, I don't know
Yes.
how old this person is, but I am not at the age where I'm just going to take up running right now. Okay. When I was staying downstairs at my dad's house, I twisted my knee and had to wear a knee elastic for a couple of weeks. Like, I ain't no spring chicken. But running is hard on your joints.
It is, but walking. I am going to give a PSA about walking, you guys. I will
Walking's
tell
great.
you that no, it's not going to magically cure all of life's ailments, but I will tell you, for me personally, and I ain't preaching to anybody, I kind of am. Why not? It's free. And
Mhm,
if you have two legs and are lucky enough to be able to walk, then walk.
mhm,
Even take a literally a 15-minute walk around your block every day if you
mhm.
can, because I'm still filled with anxiety and rage, but I can't imagine at what level it would be at if I wasn't doing that. For
Right.
me personally.
Yes, absolutely. Don't do it when it's 117 degrees
No,
out.
I won't be.
But there's other things too. I'm sorry, but
Yes.
someone who just had a birthday and likes to think that she's pretty cute got a mint green bicycle with a little basket on the front.
It's so cute, and I know you're not supposed to say you're jealous, but when I saw a picture of what it looks like, I'm jealous.
Okay, I got it because I was at the grocery store and I
So
came
cute.
out and someone had ridden that bike and I said in my brain, I was the psycho that took a picture of it
Uh-huh.
and I was like, I need this bike.
Yes.
And so Dan Tipton got me the bike.
I love it.
It's so cute.
I think
But
it's so
that's
cute.
something that's also not as hard on your joints. You know what I
No,
mean?
that's great. Swimming, amazing,
Swimming, yes.
amazing.
I mean, I feel like we've given out more good information than her stinking doctor.
Oh,
And you don't have to give us insurance or a copay.
okay. Also, this listener is a mother. I guarantee she does plenty of running after her
I
children.
guarantee you she's busy, busy all the time.
We are behind you. We love you. Thank you for writing in.
If it's
And
possible, find another doctor. And if it's not, when you go back, you say, listen, I was talking
Mhm,
to some friends. We got some discussing to do.
mhm.
Dr. Google.
Yes.
Although
Oh,
I guess this doctor didn't tell her to Google, but like, don't say you're worried and then do nothing
yes. I
because
mean,
that's like a fear tactic to me.
it,
Like,
it totally is.
we need to be very concerned about you. Now go die.
Oh my
Literally,
God.
that's what it is. Hate
Oh
it.
my God. I'm going to say this really quick before we move into Dana's rant. I've probably said it before, but these are words out of my mother's mouth my whole life, and they still ring true. And this is to everyone listening right now. You have to be your own advocate.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, for real, more than ever, people are either shortening their hours at a lot of offices to
Mm-hmm.
limit exposure for themselves, their staff, and you as the patient.
Mm-hmm.
Also, people have a million things running through their mind. COVID, I'm sure, being at the top of the list with a
Mm-hmm.
lot of it. You have to be your own advocate. It took me years of this, but I finally learned from my mom. I make a list of questions I have or about symptoms I'm having or my medicine or whatever. You have to do that and you have to be like, what about my blood pressure? I'm using that as an
Mm-hmm.
example. Or
Yeah.
what about my such and such level? You have to ask because they're not always going to know. They're not always going to read it. I know it sucks. You have to be your own advocate. And if you
And
care for
yes,
children or
the
an
same if you have
ailing
children. Mm-hmm.
individual, if you are
Elderly.
a friend or family member that's
Yep.
helping someone who is incapacitated in any way or is easily confused, or guess what? I'm not easily confused, but I forget a lot of shit when I'm in panic mode.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody can go with you
Mm-hmm.
to take notes, especially like I have a friend whose father is going through cancer treatment right now. They go and they take notes. He or his mom
Yeah,
are going for the visit, like to listen, or they're recording a conversation so they can be like,
absolutely.
okay, this is what needs to happen
If
because,
you're not able to go with this person, ask them to record it. You get
mhm,
on the phone with them.
yep.
Anything you can.
And don't be embarrassed by it. I mean, it
Mm-mm.
took me most of my life to realize that, but then I'm like, who am I fooling? If I'm like, "Whew, thank God he didn't ask me how my such and such is."
Right.
No. I now when I walk into the doctor, I'm like, we're going right back to the room. It's not like the old days where they weighed you no matter what. I'm like, "Can I please be weighed?" It's not
Yeah.
because I enjoy getting, but like I want to know now. I'm really trying to take control of my overall health. So I
Yes.
ask to be weighed every time I'm at the doctor. Not
Yes.
because I'm a masochist.
No. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh
Ooh.
boy. Okay. I'm taking a breath.
Oh man, we had to have a mini breath right there, both
Yes.
of us.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, well, moving on to rant 2. Rant 2. This also is an OG listener. I'm here for it. Here we go. Hey ladies, I have a rant for you. A common phrase that can send my blood pressure into the stratosphere. That most enraging phrase, please and thank you. I fucking hate it on many levels. Now, this is one I had not thought about before. This is an
Mhm. Yes.
interesting read. Here we go. First off, it's presumptuous of authority you most likely don't have. And my willingness to do anything you have asked, you assume that your command will be obeyed regardless of the inconvenience to myself or its relevance to the situation at hand. That's kind of true. Second, I find the phrase demeaning. Perhaps what you are demanding I do is not the appropriate action to be taken. Perhaps I have a better solution, but you don't care. In your myopic view of your own importance, you will never be able to see alternatives to a problem and are actively stunting your own growth. I pity you. Not really. Actually, you earned your ignorance.
I can't.
Now, this is the best part of the letter. Listen to how the phrase sounds compared to an actual request. So here we go. Boss,
could you please file your data by 4 p.m. so we can have a complete report to send to the CFO?
Employee, sure, of course. Boss,
will you need help with that?
Employee, no, I got this. Boss,
thank you.
Okay, pretty good, right? Or boss,
file your data by 4 p.m., please and thank you.
Boss walks away. Employee stares with dumb indifference. I know you are checking up on me so as to get a job done and keep the workflow going, motivating me to look at tasks ahead. That's what a good leader does. A bad leader just assumes that what they ask will be done without considering any complications or offering a moment to help with the task. Now, there was no exclamation point in this letter on what I just read, but it needed to be there. Third, I mean, this is a well thought out case, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Third, it's rude. It's just fucking rude. Don't speak to me as a pitiable servant, dismissible, and, quote, less than. Or make yourself sound beyond reproach. You are not Patton. This is not a war. No lives will be lost. Calm the fuck down. All right, when you reference Patton in your letter, I'm all in, okay? Come on now. So there you have it. Don't use that phrase. It puts me in the mood to throat chop a mother effer. My favorite part of the end of this is that it literally spells out mother effer, but this listener said the F word at least 12 times. So that tells me that this listener normally is like pretty okay with their language and was definitely had a well thought out argument for this, but just could not control the F's.
Right.
But in the end was like, oh God, I better be polite. It's the best. But it's so true. I had never thought about that. You know, I used to put in emails, if I asked somebody for something, I would say, you know, please and thank you as a joke. Mm-hmm. So somewhere internally, and I would always put an angel thing by it. So somewhere internally, I've always known that. But it is right. What you say, honestly, I would like to know if this listener thinks if you say, thank you so much in advance for any help you may be able to, like that's a little bit different. But this listener's right. Please and thank you beforehand is basically saying you are going to do it. You are beneath me. If you don't do it, you're in trouble. But I'm pretending to put a polite smile to it, right? Yes. But there's no politeness there. I think. Right? Am I wrong? Are we wrong? Me and the listener?
No, I do find it very sarcastic. I mean, I understand like probably where the original sentiment came from, right?
Like you're trying to say thank you in advance.
Yes. Because there's a lot of times where I'm writing an email where I'm livid, but I'm like, well, yeah, what is this phrase? You attract more bees with honey. Right? As opposed to what? Tar? I mean, bees sting. Newsflash.
I don't think they're attracted to tar. But
I found myself doing that a lot when I'd have to be writing emails on behalf of a company, and I'd always be like, "Thank you so much for your help." And I wasn't being sarcastic. It was always that was my way of being like, "Please help me." And I'm saying thanks now because I don't know how to end this awkward email where I have to sound really professional instead of angry.
Right. But there's a different feel and use behind that.
Yeah. I say thanks for your help. I never say thank you in advance.
Yeah. See, I've said thank you in advance for any help you could give. Just assuming, like, I guess I thought
bad.
I guess I thought adding for any help you may give, it gives them the option to be like, delete.
Okay.
But the sentiment underneath is the same as you of like, please help me. Please, I'm desperate. I need this. and I'm trying to be nice.
Mhm.
But if somebody says please and but I'm telling you, I went back and thought about it, and I have used that as a joke, with a winky face. So internally, we all have some knowledge of what that kind of means, and I think this listener's right. It's like, you're beneath me. You're going to do what I tell you, and
Yep.
thank you. Good enough. Great. Be on your way. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's also usually, I feel like it's something that is used when something's happening at the last minute, and the
Mhm.
person who's saying please and thank you is the one who was remiss or maybe dropped the ball. So, like, can you get this
Maybe.
done? This is very important. We need it done within the hour. Please, thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
It's like kind of sarcastic and a little bit snarky, and
Yeah.
it's also kind of letting you know please and thank you. I've already thanked you, so and now I'm
'Cause
letting you
you're
know
gonna
you are
do
going to
it.
do it. Yeah, they're not
Yes,
asking if you
no,
will
no.
or if you can or if you
They're
have the
telling you
time.
will.
Like, you're getting ready to leave for the day. Oh, we need to get this done. Really? I'm about to leave. Well, we need it done, but before the end of the day, please and thank
Thank
you.
you. Mhm. Yeah. No, I agree.
Jerks.
Oh, Jessica.
Dana.
We need our second cleansing breath.
Yeah, we
Our
do.
big one. Our big one. Also, so that we make sure we're breathing and haven't actually like fried our brains because it's so hot. Okay, we always like to take a cleansing breath. We get
Mhm.
all riled up with reporting our week,
Yep.
getting into our rants.
Yep.
And this week specifically, both rants, we're like, what? Yeah.
Hot-headed for a hot weekend.
Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to take a cleansing breath. We're going to take a deep breath. You can scream it out, blow it out, but please breathe with us because you will feel so much better. And then we're going to fill up with some silliness and some kindness and some goodness and be on our way to take over the world with loveliness and kindness and try to keep ourselves from going crazy. Yeah. Okay. It's been bad over here.
Somebody has a new career as a lounge singer in beautiful downtown Burbank.
Okay, let's take a deep breath in. And
I love how you can see my deviated septum when I try to take in
I always put my
initial
head
breath.
way up so I'm not
I know. You're a lady. You hide
blaring
your
everybody.
nostrils. I just blast them into
I don't
scream.
care. I don't care. Whatever needs to be done, Jessica.
Hilarious.
All right.
Okay, we are rolling into our corners, and I think Dana is going to be very, very pleased by this. I'm back to her favorite source for news, Oddity Central, with none
Yeah.
other than Dana's favorite reporting journalist,
Spooky.
Yeah.
Tis the
You
season,
got
y'all.
it.
I mean, we're trying to get through 2020 as fast as possible. Halloween stuff is already out everywhere. Target,
yeah.
People's Yards. And I'll be honest, this year I'm not mad about it. I have a Hocus Pocus mask that Kara made for me. I'm going to be wearing that this week. The faster we can get through with this dumb year, the better.
I couldn't agree more.
Spooky it up.
Man leaves window open for 5 months, finds apartment invaded by pigeons.
Oh, goodness. Oh, no.
Okay. What, was he on holiday?
I don't know. That's what I wondered. I
that's a
decided
long
not to
time.
read it when you sent the outline. I didn't read it because I was like, I need to be surprised by this one.
5 hours, maybe 5
5
days.
months?
5 days if it's behind I almost said blades, blinds, curtains, whatevs. 5 months, okay? A UK student who left his apartment window open before going away for 5 months found his home covered in bird droppings after it was taken over by pigeons.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Why would you leave a place for 5 months with the window open?
I don't know, but I need you to see that's just one area. I shouldn't have shown her.
Oh
20-year-old
my God.
Ola George Johnson had to leave his rented apartment in Nottingham in a hurry back in March after his parents turned up to take him home because of COVID-19. Oh, now I feel guilty. It was an
Now,
accident and he fled.
no, Jessica, you can remember to close a window before you flee. I mean, COVID is terrifying,
Ooh.
yes, and they were probably in a hurry, but it wasn't like the building was burning down, and if they stayed an extra second to close the window, they would have died. No, I don't accept that excuse. Continue. No,
He
I don't
forgot
feel that.
he forgot a window open, and after seeing no activity for several days, pigeons decided to make the apartment their home. No one disturbed the birds for over 5 months, until a few days ago when accommodation workers heard some strange sounds coming from the flat and went in to investigate. They found the whole place covered in bird droppings.
Ugh.
Shit, it was covered in bird shit. Let's just
Yeah.
cut to the chase.
Like legit a biohazard.
Hold on. Eggs in the kitchen sink
What? Now that's cute.
and pigeon feathers everywhere.
Ew, no. It became a coop.
I mean, it really did. Coronavirus had been about, so my parents turned, oh, I need to read it maybe the British way. Coronavirus had been about,
No, you
so my
don't.
parents turned up
Wait.
out of the blue to take me back home.
I'm sorry, pause. You don't need to. You don't. I'm just kidding. I love it. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it. I love it.
People were saying that the military had been deployed and my parents are dramatic. I left my window open and I was gone for 5 months. See, his parents were dramatic and they were like, get out of here. And he
Jessica.
fled. He fled.
How do you leave a window open?
I've done it. Last
I
week,
guess I shouldn't say anything. My windows are unfortunately painted shut. So maybe I just don't know.
I mean, I've left my car window open and woken up to a sopping wet back seat from the sprinkler system going off.
Oh no.
Like more than once. That's why
Oh,
I'm
no.
feeling some pity for this
Okay, well,
young man. Last week, the media and communication students from North London received an email from the building administration along with photos of the disaster the pigeons had caused. He obviously couldn't
did you
believe
just
it.
gag?
Yeah, because I'm looking at more pictures, and I don't think I'll post these on our page.
No,
I might.
no,
I wanted to go back to university last week, but I'm going to wait a bit now. I'm never leaving a window open again.
Yeah, no, don't.
I mean, they literally on the electronics all over the counter, the stove,
No,
the coffee
everything in
table,
there
the
is
floor.
ruined. They're literally going to have to do a biohazard cleanup in there.
They really are.
It's feces.
Yes.
And birds are dirty anyway. That's why there's the term dirty bird.
Okay.
They're just dirty and they carry diseases. I love birds, don't get me wrong, but pigeons and wild birds, they carry diseases.
Pigeons are the flying rats of the ornithology world.
Oh, Jessica, that's really dramatic. Now I see why you would leave a window open.
No, they are really
They're very dirty.
dirty, but I always feel so bad for pigeons because when I work downtown,
I talk to pigeons.
the pigeons in like the garment district and
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
a lot of them were really mangled and walked funny, or they'd get like thread and fabric like bound around their feet and like cut off their circulation.
No.
Yeah. And I was always like, I want to, if I could safely, I wanted to pick them up and clip off whatever was like constricting their feet.
You
It really
probably.
did upset me. I'm not joking.
I didn't know
The
that.
pigeons of downtown LA. Feed the birds. Tuppence a bag. Tuppence. Tuppence. Tuppence a bag.
How much is a toppin?
2 cents.
Really? I always send 10. I don't know why. Just probably because
Isn't
of
it
the T.
tuppence? 2 pence, I think.
It's tuppence, right? Or toppins?
I don't know. All I can tell you is
I sing toppins, but I feel like Charles Dickens times it was tuppence. I don't know. I also don't know why I just made that face like Mr. Bean.
Oh my God. You know that everybody fast forwarded through that song as a child. I found it very eerie and creepy.
No, are you serious? We Are So Opposite. That was my favorite song.
What?
And I was like, I want around my birds.
Oh, it really scared me and creeped
No.
me out. But now as an adult, I really have some love for the lady who fed the birds a lot more than I did in 7th grade when it was my ballet recital song that I, quote, danced to.
Oh, I wish there was video of that.
I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't have a VHS player anymore. Let's just say I wasn't the most graceful of dancers.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Do you think that apartment's going to be inhabitable again?
I feel like Hazmat is going to have to rip the floors
Hazmat.
and countertops. So
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
because
That
it's
kid-
that much. It's not like it's a spot and it's like, oh dear,
No.
and it's
no.
months.
It was a bird coop, a pigeon coop.
Ugh.
Oosh. Okay. Well, I have a very special corner.
Do you?
Yeah, Jessica, were you aware that you gave me a weirdo of the week?
What? You're weird. You're so very weird. Why must you bring your weirdness here during quarantine?
Right? Agreed. Well, my corner is actually from Jessica's favorite, The
Mhm.
Mirror. This was written by Martin Ruffel. It's a recent one. It was August 27th, which is what makes this story. I'm really conflicted about this story.
I'm not. Go on.
Okay, I'll tell you why I am. I don't know. Anyway, let me just read the headline. Hope you guys are ready. Let's go for a ride. Man cuts off ears and keeps them in a jar after paying £6,000 to make his head look like a skull. At the beginning of this, it says warning graphic images. So I don't know what pictures you're going to share or what pictures you saw, but they real graphic.
I mean, the cat literally has my tongue, or rather, the pigeon does. Please continue.
Okay. Sandro, who is known as Mr. Skullface,
I already hate him. Go on.
okay, has undergone 17 extreme body modifications and plans to have the tip of his nose cut off, even though strangers call him sick and disturbed.
You don't say.
A tattoo addict, so he's covered in tattoos, right? Had his ears removed. And I'm not talking like shaped different, he had them completely taken off of his skull. He just has holes.
Shame on the doctor. Go on.
He now keeps them in a jar while spending more than £6,000 to make his head look like a skull. Sandro, they call him Mr. Skullface on social media, insists that even though people call him sick, his transformed appearance has made him more confident. Currently unemployed, well, how are you going to get a job? Like, because it's pretty drastic.
Mhm.
And not in a relationship. Okay. The 39-year-old from Germany has undergone 17 modifications, including forehead implants, forearm implants. What is that? Back of the
Here?
back
What
of
is
the
he trying to
hand.
look like Popeye?
Oh no, it's getting crazier. Back of the hand implants and under the skin payment implant, whatever that means,
What?
and tongue splitting. So I guess under the skin payment implant is like some kind of chip in your body to pay. Is
So
that
he doesn't carry a phone like the rest of the world, I guess, and now he has a forked tongue like a snake.
I don't know. His ears were removed, and you have to keep up with that because your tongue is one of the quickest healing things there is. So like you could leave if you have a tongue piercing and you take it out for 15, 20 minutes, it'll grow back. So like if you have a split tongue, you got to keep that fork going. His ears were removed in 2019, and he's now planning to have the tip of his nose cut off and his eyeballs tattooed. He says that his decision to change his body in such a drastic way comes from the heart as opposed to any desire to look cool. Okay, so he's having the tip of his nose cut off and his eyes dyed black so he'll look more like a skull. And that's why he had his ears removed. He had them cut off. And there's pictures. There's pictures of the ears. He had gauges in them, and his gauge holes were real big. They were saggy. So I guess he was like, yeah, let's just get rid of them then. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if you saw the pictures, but one of the implants I believe he's had is he has a spike sticking out of the top of his head.
Nope.
Now, he says he's happy, None of his pictures look like he's happy.
Okay.
The extreme look certainly doesn't sit well with everyone, with Sandro admitting that he does receive plenty of unwarranted comments when he's out and about, with some people calling him disturbed and crazy. But that hasn't stopped him from planning his next extreme body mod. Ew, I hate that term, body mod, having the tip of his nose removed and his eyeballs tattooed.
No. And really...
Oh my God, there was a picture I didn't see. Oh, Lordy. No, honey. Oof. He said his interest in extreme body modification was ignited in 2007 after he saw someone on TV who had spikes implanted in their head. Yep. So he did it. Ooh, more pictures I didn't see in the beginning. Ooey, ooey. Until this point, Sandro never wanted anything embedded under his skin, but this moment changed everything. Over the course of 13 years, he has had 17 body modifications as well as more regular face tattoos and nose piercings, with his favorite being his decision to go earless.
No.
He understands that making such extreme changes to his appearance has changed his life, with his family and friends even jesting that he's a sick freak. But he doesn't let it bother him and says that people should accept him for who he is and not just the way he looks. Now, that's not completely wrong in some ways. He said, my transformation has influenced my life, but I don't care. I should be accepted as a person, and above all, because my inner values. My appearance has had a huge impact on my chances of getting a job, because a lot of companies are still very conservative and prefer to go with the flow. I think that I've been rejected from jobs because of my appearance. Now, can I show you a picture of him? Can I show you a picture of him before he did all of this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, where does he think he's going to work? As a greeter at IKEA, scaring the daylights out of people?
I know, right? I'm not sure, but that's him. Like,
yeah,
not
that
a bad
makes me
looking dude.
sad.
Listen, I guess the thing is, if he's happy and he's not hurting anybody, I guess, like, who am I to say? Do you know what I mean?
I agree,
But
I'm
at the
also
same time, I'm sad for him because he has closed a lot of options in his life for
yes.
himself. And maybe none of those options would have been for him anyway, but it's kind of hard to know. I don't know who I'm going to be in 20 years because I sure as heck am different than I was 20 years ago
Okay,
when I
but
was
you
5.
also
When I
didn't
was 5.
remove.
Just kidding. Right, but I didn't remove my
It's
ear, but my
permanent,
ears,
okay?
it's
Like, you can't reattach a
no.
body part.
No, and your ears don't grow back.
Oh
And
my
yes, I realize it's
god.
on the outside and it's just cartilage, but I feel like the shape of them was like God's way of making sure that we could hear very well and protect ourselves. Our maker, whoever our maker is, like, they're usually there for a reason. It's like, why do I get these nose hairs? I hate them. Well, because they're supposed to clean the air so you don't get corona. I don't know. Now everybody's like, Dana's walking around like a hair monster up her nose right now. I'm not. I don't know. I'm conflicted because he's right. We can't judge a book by its cover. But like, if you want to be that extremely different to the point of modifying your body surgically, there might be something else going on underneath all of that.
Yes.
Right?
But there's also like, oh god, it's a whole world of weird
But at the
things
same
like.
time, it's like, okay, man, you do you.
But do you know there's like also like a whole subset of people who have limbs amputated for no reason?
Yes, I have heard that before, that
And
they
I don't understand, and I will never understand. And yes, I am judging, but I'm also so concerned for them.
feel like they're not supposed to have those limbs.
Yes.
They equate it to the like when somebody has a limb amputated and they still have a ghost, they have that feeling that the limb is still there, like the ghost
Mm-hmm.
feeling. They equate it that, but it's opposite. They feel like it doesn't feel right for them to have those body parts. They feel like they're supposed to be gone.
Please, no, 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 no,
It's
no.
great. It's
Somebody
like
help these people.
I can't understand it, but I don't know. That's why I said I'm conflicted. Like with this guy, he's not hurting anybody,
Right. Except
but
himself.
except himself, it does create a big impact on how society as a whole treats you, whether or not they're afraid of you, your ability to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
It's affecting a lot of his life, but he says he feels more confident. I mean, I guess I have to take his word for it, right? Maybe our listeners have some ideas.
Yeah, please let us know.
I'm certainly not,
Somebody's gonna write in like
qualified
the most horrific thing and picture of themselves.
and be like, "What's wrong with you? Don't hate me." And I'll be like, "I don't. I promise." Yeah.
Oh boy.
That was my corner. I mean, best of luck,
It's a
Sando.
doozer. Yeah.
Yeah, best of luck.
Best of luck. Well, it's time for a little pick me up, I would say.
I think so. But Sando's very happy, so that wasn't a complete downer.
Mm, I hope so.
Okay.
Mm. Okay, my rape for today is something that I spotted within my neighborhood, actually. And this is another awesome thing that I think people could do anywhere in their neighborhood. You could
Yay.
just do it collectively within your neighborhood, or you could get together with various organizations in your community and food banks, which is what they've done here, which I absolutely love. So I don't know if I'm the only one, but if you live in an area with a lot of agriculture,
Mhm.
and in particular, a lot of visible agriculture like fruit trees in California and Florida, for instance, where they're everywhere and it's just
Mhm.
common to see them in somebody's front yard. You don't doesn't
Mhm.
just have to be on a farm or an orchard or whatever. And I always say to Alan, I'm like, it makes me crazy. I know it's not my business, but I walk by these trees, which are beautiful and brimming with fruit. All looks like a cartoon, like perfect for the picking. And
They let
some of
them
my neighbors,
fall
half
and
of
rot.
their, yes, they're
Mhm.
just every day fallen. And I'm not talking about one or two, I'm talking like 20 at a time
Mhm.
that fall on the ground, then split open, or an animal half gnaws at it, and then it's ruined, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't want
And then
it,
it rots and it'll stink.
let somebody do it
Yeah.
for you. Like, I
Put
would
up a
happily
sign.
bring my ladder and
Put up a
pick
sign.
people's fruit.
If you would like this fruit, come bag it. Put up a sign.
So a few of my neighbors, and these are not people I know, but these are people like in the 3 mile radius that I walk around.
Humble brag.
No, but I'm saying like
I'm just teasing.
the
Yes.
square blocks or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yes.
I have a few people that will leave baskets out at least once a
Oh,
week, and it's lovely with lemons, oranges, grapefruit, and it always says, please help yourself, but please leave our basket. And
that's so
as far as I've seen, people have done that.
good.
And no creep has stolen their basket. So I love that. And sometimes when I'm walking, I'm like, nah, I'm going to take a couple of these grapefruit or whatever. It's
Yeah.
lovely. So somebody started a fruit share, and this was called the LA's Fruit Share. As we harvest and share our own backyard produce, participants will give and receive, walking the streets of their own neighborhoods, collecting as much fruit as they need or want. How do I participate? If you choose to share citrus, please remove all leaves, sticks, and stems from the fruit. Register the location of your fruit by hitting the, this was through a thing to register.
Mhm.
Pick your backyard fruit. There's no such thing as too much. For a handy at home harvesting guide, click here. Box the fruit, clearly label your name and the fruit variety and hashtag LA Fruit Share. Place the box in an accessible, shady, visible area, stoop, sidewalk, or front yard. Make it pretty. There will be a prize for the most charming display.
Oh,
That's cute.
cute.
And post a photo and tag hashtag LA Fruit Share. Gather, take a stroll using our interactive map and collect some fruit.
Oh,
Donate,
fun.
right? Click here for the list of hunger relief agencies who would love your surplus produce the following day. So, this is what I love. It was to give to people within the neighborhood and the community, right?
Mhm.
But then they paired up with an organization called Food Forward, which is a 501c3 that collects produce from backyard fruit trees, public orchards, farmers markets, and the downtown Los Angeles wholesale produce market. 100% of the recovered produce is donated to hunger relief agencies across 8 counties in Southern California.
Wow.
It's awesome, right? That's quite a reach because our counties are
Are huge.
very big and
Yeah.
populated. The organization has won 4 consecutive Food Recovery Challenge awards from the US EPA between
Good for you guys.
2015 and 18. So
Yeah.
awesome for its work to prevent and reduce food waste. So my point of this is I had been, this is making me nuts. And then I was so excited that somebody did this for that very reason. Stop wasting the food. You cannot eat all of the things. When you have a full adult matured tree, it's not possible that you're going to
No,
eat every orange when there's hundreds of them before
right.
they go bad.
Nope. You can't.
It's just
That's why
not.
friends are always like, "Do you want some orange?" But this is such a lovely way to give back and make
Mhm.
sure that nothing goes to waste.
Right? So, a lady who also helped spearhead this is named Julia Sherman, and she is the creator of Salad for President, which is an amazing cookbook, but it's not like a typical cookbook. It is stories of people and some of their musings and an interview, and then a recipe for something. It's a really, really great book. It's an evolving publishing project that draws a meaningful connection between food, art, and everyday obsessions. And then the Fruitstitute, an LA-based fruit tree care and educational service. Founded by the local fruit tree specialist Joanna Glovinsky, Fruitstitute is the only home orchard service in LA County, providing seasonal pruning, maintenance, tree planting, and education to backyard growers. Fruitstitute takes the art of growing fruit out of the orchard and into the backyard. I want to thank these ladies for doing everything that I've been thinking about in my brain. I surely didn't start a Fruitstitute.
No, that's amazing. Also, I love that name, Fruitstitute.
It's great.
It's so cute.
But we will post the links to Food Forward. And then again, if you have trees or excess produce or whatever in your area, seriously contact one of your local food banks. Or I know a lot of my friends, there's a church right by me that some of my friends belong to. There is a synagogue that some of my friends belong to that's also in the valley, and they work together on a weekly basis. So they take turns, and like 1 week, one of the places gathers all the food, and the other place picks it up, packages it, and distributes it. So I love that with them working together. Number one, interfaith. It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
And please just don't let this stuff go to waste. There's so
No.
many good uses for it. These
So
places would
many.
love to get, especially fresh.
Yes.
Everybody always donates box stuff. And of course, because like you might be gathering it for even a week or two. And then by the time it's like, well, the fruit's rotten.
Right.
But there's a lot of places that would love to have fresh produce for people that come by to get fed.
Yeah, that's really, really wonderful. And a lot of people have home gardens too. You know, my dad's neighbor, the old man that lives next door, we're so rude, but my dad calls him the old man, so we all do. Anyway, I mean, he's in my dad's defense, the guy's 93. So, and he's killing it, man. He's out there mowing all the time, and he has his own garden. He's
Is he the one that mowed your dad's yard?
Yeah.
Bless him. Oh,
many, many times during my mom being in the hospital, my dad being in the yes, he's incredible. But he has a home garden, and he will bring my dad armloads of fresh green beans, peppers, like you wouldn't eat strawberries. You can't imagine.
How lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. I really love that rave.
Yes.
Well, my rave this week is highlighting an organization called Ivory Ella, which is clothing with a cause. At Ivory Ella, we recognize that elephants are one of the most relatable creatures in the world. They are among the most intelligent of the many species with whom we share the planet, with complex consciousnesses that are capable of strong emotions. Sadly, the ivory trade and accelerating habitat and range loss have put elephant populations at risk. Together, we believe we can make a difference in the world by making responsible, sustainable design and supporting a mission that's close to our hearts. Protecting the elephants is a big task, but one we've committed to achieving by working with our partners at Save the Elephants. Over the past 5 years, we've been inspired by the support of our community and know together we can make a difference. Change is within reach. We are a tight-knit community of doers, thinkers, and elephant lovers committed to making a difference in the world. Ivory Ella donates 10% of net profits to the Save the Elephants organization and other charitable causes. Over $1,900,000 donated since 2015.
Wow.
Fueled by making good clothes for a good cause, Ivory Ella dedicates 10% of annual profits towards saving elephants. One-of-a-kind designs have helped the company donate over $1.9 million to the effort as well as to other charitable causes, and the company also gives back through in-kind community donations, charitable sponsorships, employee engagement programs, and donating the proceeds from special clothing collections such as a breast cancer awareness line. So this is really cool. We'll put their website
Mm-hmm.
there for you guys to look at so that you can kind of see some of the things that they have. I mean, they've got some cute stuff.
Yeah.
They
And
have
they're a certified B Corporation, which we recently
we
learned about.
recently learned about. So like right now they have an extra 50% off of sweatshirts cuz colder weather is coming for most people and September is childhood cancer month. So join
Hmm.
the fight to end childhood cancer, which I actually have a very close loved one that is battling
Mhm.
childhood cancer right now. So anyway, they have the elephant things, which elephants, everything they said about elephants is so true.
Uh-huh.
They're so smart.
Brilliant. And they are, I mean, they're obviously a herd. I almost called them pack animals. You know what I'm saying. My head is spinning. But they
Yeah.
travel in herds, right?
Yeah.
They all try to come together if there's a baby in duress or if one of them gets stuck, if you've ever seen that. They
Mhm.
also mourn the loss of one from their herd when they
Mhm.
die. And it's
Well, and remember there was that wild pack of young male elephants that grew up with no daddies, and
Mhm.
they were murderous. They
Yeah.
were a gang.
Yep.
Like, they would kill other elephants, people, like, they were on a rampage. It's crazy. Anyway, also, I just wanna mention real quick too with Ivory Ella, there's a Labor Day sale, which I mentioned they have 50% off sweatshirts, but I think there's other stuff too, and they have a code, which if you go to their website's right on top. And then also, you can join their club, the Ivory Ella Club, and you get exclusive discounts, sneak peeks, and get it first releases. So, they're on a mission to
Mhm.
in fact, their mission statement literally is get to know the people and partners on a mission to end the elephant crisis.
Hmm.
So, but they also have those other special lines they do, like this month is
Mhm.
childhood cancer. They've had breast cancer and they have tons and tons of all kinds of cute stuff. Anyway, I'm just going on and on right now, but like, look at this tie-dye dress. I would never think I would love a tie-dye dress, but it's so cute.
Ooh, I love that.
Isn't that stunning?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
figure out a way to go help support if you can. ivoryella.com. They're a really great organization from what I can say.
yeah, and we love that they're giving back.
Always, always love it. Jessica,
Dana,
I think that's our show.
I think it
It's
is.
gonna be a long one again.
Been a lot of shrieking and hooting and hollering.
Oh man, I needed it. It was good.
Me
It
too.
felt good. Do you want to tell everybody how to get a hold of us? We really love hearing from you guys. Like,
Yes,
love
and
it.
thank you, because let me tell you guys, we've really been getting a lot of we always get messages from you guys, but both of our rants this week came from listeners. I already have a rant lined up for next week. You still have time for the next time we record to send something in.
Send
I
it
had
in.
somebody send in a corner. So, yes, please keep it coming. We love it and we love sharing stuff from you guys, our listeners, but also for learning about stuff that we had no idea about, which
For
there's
sure.
stuff going on in every corner of the world that
Yep,
we could all share with each other. So
absolutely.
please find and follow us at the Rants and Raves podcast on Instagram and Facebook, on Twitter at raves_the. You can email us at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com or through our contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com.
Yes, and please follow us on all of that.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us, please rate, review, subscribe. We want to get the
Mm-hmm.
word out to other people because we feel like we're finding a way to have a little bit of joy
Mm-hmm.
in a time that's really hard. Also, follow us on social media and you'll see special things like the fact that I got a present from a listener from Sweet and Salty Stitches. Check
Yes.
her out. We're trying to support our artist community while things are rough, okay? So
Yep.
check out Sweet and Salty Stitches. She sent me a hand embroidered piece of art that says,
So amazing.
I do not spew out profanities. I enunciate them clearly like a lady. I love it so much. And I also love how she
So
dyes
good.
the fabric that it's on.
Yes.
It's so pretty.
It's beautiful. We'll definitely be posting that. And this is the same amazing artiste who replicated Dana's drawing of my rage walk.
Exactly.
And she
So
turned that
talented.
into embroidery too. And it's
So
amazing.
good. It's so cool. So anyway, thank you again
Yeah.
for that. Please hit us up, guys. We really do love. It's funny because you said about the first rant. You're like, I know I've been talking to this person since we started, blah, blah, blah. We really have made friends through this show.
Yes.
Like our friend, well, Linus, I'll just say his name. I don't think he
Yeah.
cares. He sends me videos and he's like, clearly related to Cutter. Like, we know you guys. We really do. Don't be afraid to reach out. He sends, I'm like, send me every cat video you want to. I don't care. I love it. And we laugh every day. He's such a great supporter. And we're just, we become friends with you guys the way that hopefully you think of us as well. So please reach out anytime. We'll be back next week, hopefully on time.
We will.
The last few weeks have been all right. I've made it happen.
All right. You absolutely have.
We love you guys and appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
So I always like to end the show with things that I'm enjoying. Jessica told me she's enjoying Bad Boys.
The Boys.
Oh,
not
sorry.
to be confused with Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Bad Boys 3 or 4 is out. That's why I got confused. Dan Tipton watched it.
I don't know, but don't even get me. I'm going to save it for a rant. Go on.
What, on Martin?
No, but about movies and remakes.
Oh,
my blood's boiling. I'm just going to take a breath.
Your eyebrows went above your hairline.
Yeah. I'm going to make a note of it right now.
I know, you just pulled out a notebook.
The Boys.
The Boys.
Check out The Boys on Amazon. Oh my God.
Okay, so that's what Jessica's been doing. I think I told you I've been watching shows about cults and extreme beliefs. So that has continued. But I also like to usually end the show with a weekly point to ponder. Okay. So Jessica.
Yes.
Did you know, and I want you to answer this question truthfully for me after I tell you. I need to know if you knew. Do you love a dragonfly?
Yes.
Me
and
too.
One flew by me last week. I've never seen one in my neighborhood.
Oh my God, same here. Same. For real. So I love a dragonfly. They're so curious. I have full conversations with them. They don't talk back, but they hang around. They're very curious, dragonflies.
Beautiful.
I love that they will fly up to your face and just listen to you. Like, couldn't be a better relationship. All you want to do is look at me, you pretty thing, while I just rant and rave. Excellent. I love a dragonfly. Did you know, Jessica, that a dragonfly uses its penis as a shovel to scoop the jizz? Now, that's not my term. That's here. I'm reading. Okay, I'm quoting. To scoop the jizz of rival dragonflies out of potential mates. In a report all about dragonfly banging. I didn't read the full report, I promise.
What?
There's a link, though, if you want it. I'll send it to you. You're welcome. The dragonfly's genitals are described as rigid, spoon-like, and sometimes spiky. Also, good luck to see a dragonfly. All right, guys, we'll be back next week. Jessica, I love you.
I love you too.
Hope you see a dragonfly. Bye. Jessica, say goodbye.